Hello, everyone. Good day today. So today we'll be working on multiplying and dividing integers. So multiplying and dividing integers. So first of all, an integer is a positive number or a negative number. So examples are positive 7, negative 3, positive 10, or 10, negative 5, and so on and so forth. In order for us to be comfortable here, it's important for us to understand how to multiply and divide signs. So I'm going to go over that now. So, negative divided by or multiplied by, actually let me go like this. So let me deal with division first. So negative divided by negative will be positive. Positive divided by positive will be positive. Negative times negative will be positive, and positive. Okay, so negative times positive is negative, and positive times negative is negative. So negative times negative is positive. Positive, as a negative divided by negative is positive. Positive divided by positive is positive. Negative multiplied by positive is negative. Positive multiplied by negative is negative. I should also mention that so negative divided by positive is negative. Positive divided by negative is negative. So these top four are for division, and this next four will be for multiplication. So negative times negative is positive, and positive times positive is positive. So the basic rule of thumb here is usually whether you're dividing or multiplying. So whether you're dividing or multiplying, as whenever the two signs you're dealing with are the same, the result will always be positive. So for example here, these two signs are the same, we get positive. These two signs are the same, we get positive. These two signs are the same, we get positive. These two signs are the same, we get positive. And secondly, when the two signs are different, we're going to always get negative. So these two signs are different, we get negative. They are different, we get negative. They are different, we get negative. They are different, and we get negative. So let me just cross-check everything once more here. That, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that. Perfect. So, in order for us to be comfortable with this material, we have to understand this. So, example 1. So I'm going to use my brackets here to represent multiplication. If I like, I can also put a multiply sign here. That will be fine. And also, if I like, I can do something like this, negative 3 times positive 9. But I find that not everybody likes to write it like this, because over here, it's like you're having these two together. and it can confuse some people. So for many people, they like this version because then this bracket is totally separate and this bracket is completely separate, but they're all the same. They will all give us the same thing. So whenever we have something like this, usually we'll deal with the numbers together and we'll deal with the signs together. So with the numbers, I'm going to do 3 times 9. I'm going to get 27. Then I'm going to multiply my two signs, negative and positive. Now remember, we said that whenever the two signs are different and we're either multiplying or dividing, we will always get negative. So let's just keep that in mind. Once we know that, we don't really need to memorize the rules for the division or multiplication of our signs. So again, so we multiply the two numbers, 3 and 9, to get 27. We multiply the two signs here, we get negative. So another example here, negative 4 minus 8. So again, we multiply the two numbers to get 32. We multiply the two signs to get positive. I'm going to do some division problems here. So if we have negative 3 divided by negative 9, so it's just like the multiplying situation. So we have 3 divided by 9. So 3 divided by 9 is going to give us 1 over 3. So negative divided by negative is positive. Now if we like, we can go to decimal here, if we're allowed to use decimals. So that will actually be positive 0.33, and of course it will be repeating. They can give us our division to do like this. They can give us in this format. This will be fine as well. If let's say we're being given something like this, it will be fine. So over here we can cancel out the two zeros. We get 1 over 3. And positive over negative is negative. Or if we like, we can convert it to decimal. There's some special case scenarios here as well. So, for example, if we have 0 multiplied by negative 7, anything you multiply by 0, you're going to get 0. And if let's say we have 0 divided by negative 7, whenever 0 is on top and you're doing division, you're going to get 0. But then if they're giving us something like this, say 8 for example, or positive 8 divided by 0, well this can't be done. So I'm going to do a sign for undefined here. Because in math, you're not allowed to have 0 as your denominator in a fraction situation. So this is undefined. So that means basically that you can't solve the problem. What if we're being given multiple multiplication situation? So like this. So let's say 2, negative 1, and 6. So something like this. So again, you just follow the same rules here. So this we already know is positive. So we multiply the three numbers. So 2 times 1 is 2 times 6 is 12. And we multiply the signs. So negative times negative is positive, and positive times positive is positive. So whenever they give us, whenever we're being given multiple ones like this, you can just multiply the signs one after the other, and then multiply the numbers one after the other as well. And this brings us to the very end of this particular one.